Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a journey through the history of Lincoln Wheat Pennies, the classic American coin that started over a century ago. These old pennies aren't just collectible, they can also be valuable depending on their year, condition, and small hidden details. Stick around as we uncover the coins that could be hiding real treasure in your collection. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark is a notable example of early 20th century American coinage and offers a direct connection to the historical and economic landscape of pre-World War II America. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint. As indicated by the absence of a mint mark, this coin represents a widely circulated and well-known design that played a key role in daily commerce for millions of Americans. Though in circulated condition and possibly showing signs of wear, the coin still carries both historical and numismatic significance. It serves not only as a piece of currency, but also as a reflection of the times in which it was used. On the obverse side of the coin is the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, which has appeared on the penny since 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner. The image captures Lincoln facing right and is considered a fitting tribute to one of the most respected leaders in American history. The word liberty is inscribed to the left of the portrait, and the date 1937 is located on the right. Above Lincoln's head, the motto "In God We Trust" appears as a reaffirmation of national values during a time when the United States was beginning to emerge from the hardships of the Great Depression. Due to the coin's circulated condition, some of these inscriptions may show signs of wear, with finer details perhaps partially faded or smoothed from years of handling. The reverse side features the classic wheat ears design that gives the Lincoln Wheat Penny its nickname. To stylized wheat stalks frame the phrases 1 cent and United States of America. This side also includes the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many one, reflecting the unity of the states. The wheat design was symbolic of agricultural prosperity and national resilience, themes that resonated with Americans during the interwar years. While circulation has likely softened the crispness of the design on this coin, the overall layout and major features are generally still distinguishable even on worn examples. In 1937, the United States was in a transitional period economically and politically. Although the country was still dealing with the lingering effects of the Great Depression, there were signs of improvement. Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs had started to create jobs and restore some level of public confidence. The American economy was slowly recovering, and coins like the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny were being used in everyday transactions for basic necessities like bread, milk, or newspapers. The penny was a vital part of everyday commerce, and its presence in pockets, purses, and cash drawers across the country made it one of the most familiar and trusted pieces of money. From a minting perspective, the 1937 Lincoln Penny had a substantial production run. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 309 million of these coins, making them relatively common at the time. Because of the large mintage and widespread use, most examples that survive today are found in circulated condition. Coins like this one, which have passed through countless hands over the decades, often exhibit flattening of details, slight discoloration, and surface marks. These features, while indicators of age and use, also add to the coin's authenticity and charm, particularly for collectors who appreciate coins with a story. The composition of the 1937 penny is 95% copper, with the remaining 5% composed of tin and zinc. This traditional alloy was standard for the Lincoln cent from its inception in 1909 until the early 1940s. Copper coins are particularly prone to developing surface patina and coloration changes over time, especially if exposed to varying environmental conditions. While this coin may show a darker tone or uneven surface texture due to its circulated condition, such traits are typical and expected of older copper coinage. The design and continued use of the Lincoln penny is also noteworthy from a cultural standpoint. Abraham Lincoln is revered for his leadership during the Civil War and his role in preserving the Union and abolishing slavery. His presence on the nation's smallest denomination underscores the value that Americans have historically placed on integrity, leadership, and unity. The 1937 penny continues this tradition and acts as a reminder of the ideals Lincoln championed. Despite its small size, the coin holds weight as a symbol of American history and values. Collecting circulated coins, such as this 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny, can be a fulfilling pursuit for numismatists and history enthusiasts alike. Although the coin may not have high monetary value due to its condition and high mintage, its historical significance and widespread use give it intrinsic worth. Each coin represents a tangible piece of the past, and holding one allows collectors to connect with the lives and experiences of previous generations. For some, it may have been a child's first earned coin, a wartime savings deposit, or part of a worker's weekly pay. Next up, we have the 1940 for Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark holds a deep place in the world of coin collecting and American history. Despite being in bad and damaged condition, this particular coin has stirred interest for its remarkable background and the rare possibilities attached to it. Even though millions were minted during that year, a select few examples have reached incredible values in today's market. This coin in question stands out due to its unique journey and is now believed to carry a high worth of $900,000. The astonishing value attached to it may surprise many people, especially when considering that it began life as a simple 1-cent piece used in everyday transactions across the United States. It reminds collectors and enthusiasts that some of the most valuable treasures can be hiding in plain sight. The year 1940 is particularly special for Lincoln pennies due to its timing during World War II. In 1943, pennies were made using steel coated with zinc to save copper for the war effort. However, that year, steel pennies had issues including rusting and being mistaken for dimes. By 1940, the mint returned to copper-based coins by using recycled shell casings from military training grounds. These pennies had a distinctive composition, and even though they were common at the time, certain rare variations and production anomalies occurred which have become incredibly valuable over the years. Some 1940 pennies were mistakenly struck on leftover steel plankets from 1943, and those rare errors can be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars depending on their condition and authenticity. Even badly damaged versions of such rare strikes have been known to fetch large amounts at auctions. The coin described here being in bad and damaged condition shows signs of age and wear, but its value lies not in perfection, but in its story. Coins like these that have survived through decades are pieces of living history. This particular penny may have passed through countless hands during important moments in American history. It might have been carried in a soldier's pocket, returned in change at a general store, or dropped into a child's piggy bank. Over time, it may have been exposed to moisture, heat, dirt, and neglect, which has left it in its current worn condition. But to many collectors, this type of wear tells a tale. Each scratch, each discoloration, and each mark holds meaning as it speaks to the life the coin has led. One of the key factors making this coin fascinating is its lack of a mint mark. That means it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the main facility at the time. Most coins from Philadelphia carried no mint mark until much later in American coinage history. The absence of the mark combined with the date and condition raises interest about what may have happened during production. Some numismatists believe a rare few 1940 pennies may have unique compositions or die errors that occurred during transitions at the mint. In very rare cases, some of these coins were accidentally struck on steel plankets rather than the expected copper alloy, which causes them to stand out under scrutiny. This type of error has helped elevate the value of certain 1940 Lincoln pennies well beyond expectations. The appeal of a 1940 penny worth $900,000 is not just in its composition or history. It also lies in the wonder it creates among collectors and the general public. Videos and posts about rare pennies often go viral because people are fascinated by the idea that something so ordinary could be worth a fortune. The mystery surrounding how such a valuable coin ended up in damaged condition only deepens the intrigue. Viewers love stories where a forgotten coin from a family collection turns out to be an extraordinary find. It creates a sense of hope and discovery that anyone could stumble upon a small treasure just by paying attention to the details in their loose change. Despite its physical flaws, this 1940 for Lincoln penny serves as a powerful example of how rarity and historical value can outweigh visual condition. Damage does not erase a coin's importance. If anything, it adds layers to the story. Some collectors even seek out heavily worn or damaged coins because they reflect more personality and uniqueness in the world of collecting, especially for historical pieces. It is often more about the journey than just appearances. A coin that has endured the test of time in less than perfect shape can feel more real, more accessible, and more relatable. The market value for such a coin is not follow standard pricing trends. It depends on many variables, including demand, rarity, backstory, and whether it contains an error or was part of a notable mint batch. In some cases, advanced testing and expert certification help determine a coin's true value. That means a 1944 Lincoln penny that may look worthless to the untrained eye could actually be one of the most valuable items in someone's possession. This is what makes coin collecting exciting. The potential is always there for a major discovery. Collectors are often inspired by tales of rare coins being found in circulation or inherited through family. These stories encourage others to look more closely at what they have. The 1940 for Lincoln penny in bad condition is a perfect candidate for this kind of fascination. It might not shine, but its worth comes from rarity and legacy. When a coin like this is linked to a high estimated value, it sparks dreams and curiosity. It becomes more than just metal. It becomes a doorway to history, a connection to past generations, and an inspiration for future collectors. Next up, we have the 1945 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark is a coin that carries both historical and numismatic interest. It was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark. As part of the popular Lincoln Wheat cent series, this coin was struck during a time of global conflict and transformation. The Second World War was ongoing in 1945, and much of the United States economy and resources were directed towards supporting the war effort. Coins such as this penny were a key part of daily transactions and were used by Americans in all walks of life. Even though this particular coin is in rusty condition and shows signs of where it remains a valuable artifact that reflects the era it came from, the obverse of the 1945 Lincoln penny features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln facing right. This portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, has remained on the 1-cent coin since 1909. Above Lincoln's head is the inscription, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and the date 1945 appears to the right in a circulated and rested condition. The finer details of Lincoln's hair, cheekbones, and suit collar may be worn down, and the surface may appear uneven or discolored due to oxidation. Rust on a copper coin is often caused by exposure to moisture, and over time can darken and roughen the surface. This is common in coins that have been handled frequently or stored in less than ideal conditions. The reverse of the coin showcases the wheat ears design, which gives the series its name. This side displays two stalks of wheat curving inward from the left and right edges, framing the central inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Just above this is the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which translates to out of many one. The symbolism in the wheat design emphasized productivity, strength, and unity values that were especially meaningful in a wartime period. On a rusted coin, these inscriptions and the details of the wheat stalks might appear faded or partially obscured, but the overall design usually remains identifiable even after years of circulation and environmental exposure. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 1 billion Lincoln cents in 1945, making it one of the most common coins of its type. Despite the high production numbers, each coin tells its own story depending on how it was used, stored, and handled. A coin in rusted condition may have been exposed to humidity or may have been stored in a non-protective environment such as a drawer or box, or even left outside. While rust lowers the coin's value in the collector market from a condition standpoint, it does not eliminate the historical and educational significance of the item. The composition of the 1945 penny is 95% copper, with the remaining 5% made up of tin and zinc. During the war years, particularly in 1940, 3 pennies were made from zinc-coated steel to conserve copper for the war effort. However, by 1945, the mint had returned to the traditional bronze composition. Copper is known to oxidize over time, especially when exposed to moisture, which can lead to surface rust or verdigris. Though not ideal for preservation, these natural reactions highlight the physical journey the coin has taken over the decades. Lincoln wheat pennies from the mid-1940s, like this 1945 issue, were an everyday part of American life. They were used for buying newspapers, soda, candy, and a variety of small goods. Children often collected these coins or saved them in piggy banks, while adults used them in countless transactions. In rural areas, pennies were vital for small sales at local shops and markets. They were also used in vending machines and payphones. The sheer number of uses underscores how important the 1-cent coin was in daily life and how frequently it changed hands. For collectors, a rusted coin may not hold significant market value, but it can still serve as an accessible entry point into the world of numismatics. Many collectors begin their journey with circulated wheat pennies like this one, which are rich in history even if not in pristine condition. A rusted penny encourages curiosity about where it may have traveled, who may have used it, and what events it might have witnessed. These coins are often passed down through generations, tucked away in jars or inherited collections, sparking interest in American history and coin collecting. In addition to its connection to daily life and commerce, the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny also serves as a reminder of the national and global events that shaped its time. As World War II neared its end in 1945, Americans were experiencing a mix of relief, optimism, and uncertainty. Soldiers were returning home, industries were transitioning from military to civilian production, and families were rebuilding their lives. A penny from that year symbolizes both the hardships of war and the hope for a peaceful future. From a design perspective, the Lincoln wheat penny is admired for its simplicity and clarity. Victor David Brenner's obverse design has stood the test of time and remains an enduring image on American currency. The reverse design, created to represent agricultural prosperity and national unity, adds to the coin's appeal. Even in a rusted state, these artistic elements remain present and recognizable, reflecting the durable design work that went into creating this long-lasting series. The 1956 Lincoln wheat penny with a black shade and a Denver mint mark stands as a remarkable example of American coinage from the mid-20th century. This coin is more than just an old piece of metal. It is a piece of history that continues to fascinate collectors around the world. Its black shade gives it a distinct appearance and tells a story of time, age, and circulation. Though millions of these coins were struck at the Denver Mint in 1956, only a few stand out due to unique surface conditions or rarity, and in some cases can be valued at as much as $200,000 depending on characteristics and collector interest. The Lincoln wheat penny series began in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design by Victor David Brenner featured a profile of President Lincoln on the front, with wheat ears on the reverse side, symbolizing prosperity and the agricultural heritage of the United States. This design remained in circulation until 1958 and helped define a generation of coinage. The 1956 penny is part of the later period of the series, when production numbers were still high, but certain variations and conditions began attracting more attention from collectors. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents. In 1956, the mint mark D just below the date on the coin's obverse indicates its place of origin. Though these coins were widespread, not all have survived in collectible condition. Many have been lost or damaged through the decades. The example with a black shade stands out visually because the dark coloration makes it look distinct from a typical red or brown penny. This black appearance can develop from exposure to moisture, air, chemical reactions, or improper storage over time. While some might see this as a flaw, collectors often see it as a unique visual trait that makes a coin one of a kind. In the world of coin collecting, condition and rarity play vital roles in determining a coin's value. Although circulated coins like this one may show wear and surface changes, certain examples have fetched astonishing sums at auctions. A black shade penny from 1956 with strong details, no major damage, and an interesting history can reach values as high as $200,000. This valuation is not guaranteed for every coin, but some special specimens gain increased value due to historical significance and collector demand. Whether it is because of a minting error, unexpected coloring, or simply its enduring charm, this coin has found a place in the spotlight of numismatic interest. Collectors and coin enthusiasts are naturally drawn to stories about old coins that are worth more than anyone expects. Videos and articles about rare pennies that could be hiding in plain sight grab the imagination. The idea that a common-looking penny from decades ago might be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars encourages people to look more closely at their change and forgotten coin jars. These kinds of stories create excitement and mystery. A black shade 1956 Lincoln Wheat penny could be one of those discoveries that spark interest and lead to further exploration in the hobby of coin collecting. A big part of the appeal also lies in the history of the time. In 1956, the United States was in the midst of a post-war economic boom. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, rock and roll was rising in popularity, and American culture was shifting rapidly. A coin minted in that year has passed through many hands and might have played a small part in countless everyday transactions. It could have been used to buy candy, newspapers, or help make change at a local diner. Now, decades later, this same coin has become a collectible artifact representing a different era in American life. The Lincoln Wheat penny in particular has long been popular among beginners and advanced collectors alike. Its relatively small size and long history offers something for everyone. Those just starting their collections can find these coins in old boxes or antique stores, while more experienced collectors search for rare variations and conditions. A coin like the 1956 with a black shade presents a chance to own something visually and historically unique. It offers the combination of age, style, and story that many collectors value deeply. One factor that sometimes boosts the value of these older pennies is the presence of minting errors. Coins with double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes become especially sought after. Although a black shade is not a mint error, it creates an aesthetic difference that sets the coin apart. Some collectors prize these unique appearances as much as technical errors because they are reminders of how coins age and change over time. Coin grading services also help evaluate a coin's worth. While a black shade may not earn the highest grade for luster or clarity, it may still be rated favorably if it retains strong details or shows other interesting features. A graded coin also offers assurance to buyers and helps build confidence in its authenticity and value. If a 1956 penny with a black shade is well preserved despite surface changes, it can command strong interest among collectors, especially those who value rare examples and visual uniqueness. In recent years, the online coin community has played a major role in spreading awareness of valuable coins. Enthusiasts post videos on social media displaying rare finds and high-value sales. These videos often feature coins like the 1956 penny and encourage viewers to check their own collections. The idea that a small copper coin from years ago might be worth $200,000 draws attention and creates a buzz among both casual viewers and serious collectors. This kind of content inspires learning, curiosity, and connection to history. Next up, we have the 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny is a fascinating piece of American coinage that holds both historical and numismatic value. This coin was minted in Denver as indicated by the small d mint mark beneath the date on the obverse side of the coin. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series, which began in 1909 and ended in 1958, is one of the most widely collected and recognized coin types in the United States. The 1958 D penny in particular is significant because it represents the final year of the Wheat reverse design before it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959 that makes it historically notable as the closing chapter of a long and iconic era in United States coinage. This coin features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, which was designed by Victor David Brenner. The portrait captures Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions, including the date, to the right side of the bust and the mint mark D just below it. To the left of the portrait is the word liberty, and across the top is the phrase "In God We Trust." Despite this particular coin being in good condition, rather than uncirculated or mint state, it retains a clear and legible display of these elements. Coins in good condition typically show moderate signs of wear on high points, such as Lincoln's cheek and jawline, but overall, the design details remain visible and distinct. The reverse of the coin displays the classic wheat ears design, which gives the coin its popular name Wheat Penny. The two stylized stalks of wheat frame the denomination 1 cent and the words United States of America. Above these central inscriptions is the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. In a good condition coin, the wheat stalks will still be recognizable, although the finer lines may be worn down from circulation. Still, the general shape and symbolism of the reverse design endure even after years of handling. The wheat design was a tribute to American agriculture and prosperity and helped make the Lincoln penny not only functional, but also a reflection of national identity. The 1958 D Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck from an alloy composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This composition was typical of pennies throughout most of the early and mid-20th century and gives the coin a distinctive reddish-brown tone when well preserved. A coin in good condition like this one might display some light toning or a slightly worn finish, but still retains its coppery character. Over time, copper can darken or develop a patina depending on how it has been stored or handled. The color and surface texture of the coin offer clues to its history, including where it might have been used or how it was stored. The Denver Mint produced a large number of 1958 D wheat pennies, making it a common coin in terms of mintage. Over 800 million pieces were struck, which means this coin is generally accessible for collectors, especially in circulated or good condition. However, its significance as the final year of the wheat reverse design gives it special appeal. Collectors often seek to complete full sets of Lincoln Wheat pennies, including examples from each year and mint mark. The 1958 D coin therefore plays a key role in rounding out such a collection. This coin also holds sentimental value for many people. Because wheat pennies were in circulation for so many years and were commonly used in everyday transactions, they often evoke memories of childhood pocket change, saving in jars, or learning about money. The 1958 D penny would have passed through the hands of Americans buying candy, newspapers, or household goods during the post-war era. This period was marked by economic growth, suburban expansion, and cultural change in the United States, and coins like this one were a constant presence in daily life. From a historical standpoint, the late 1950s was a time of transition in both coinage and American society. The end of the wheat penny design coincided with a broader shift toward modernity in American design and culture. The Lincoln Memorial reverse, introduced in 1959, represented a new aesthetic that emphasized national monuments and symbols of unity. In this context, the 1958 D penny stands as a last link to a simpler and more agricultural vision of American identity. For those who appreciate the narrative that coins can tell, this makes the 1958 D issue particularly meaningful. In educational settings, coins like the 1958 D penny offer a tangible way to explore American history, economics, art, and manufacturing. They can prompt discussions about who Abraham Lincoln was and why his legacy is honored on the 1 cent coin. They can lead to explorations of how coins are made and what materials are used in minting. Teachers and parents often use wheat pennies as a starting point for lessons in both history and math, making them useful tools for learning as well as collecting. Next up we have the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark is a truly fascinating coin for collectors and history lovers alike. This particular coin comes in a red shade condition, which adds a unique appeal to its already rich historical background. Note: for being the final year of the iconic wheat penny design before the United States Mint transition to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959, this coin has gained notable interest among numismatists. The lack of a mint mark signifies that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most respected mints in the country. In today's collector market, this specific 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny has reached an astonishing estimated value of $600,000, which makes it one of the more eye-catching examples of small denomination coins with high market demand. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 and was introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this was the first regular issue coin in the United States to feature a real person. The obverse side of the coin shows a right-facing portrait of President Lincoln, while the reverse features two stalks of wheat arching along the edge with the words 1 cent and United States of America between them. The simplicity and elegance of the design, along with its historical significance, make it a favorite among collectors. The 1958 edition, being the last year of this beloved design, carries even more emotional and historical value, which further increases its appeal and price. The condition of this coin is described as red shade, which is an important detail in the world of coin grading. Coins with a red shade generally refer to those that have retained most of their original copper color and luster. This is especially valuable because over time copper coins tend to darken due to exposure to air and handling. A red shade coin indicates that the coin has been well preserved and has not lost its eye-catching natural brilliance. This level of preservation is quite rare, especially for coins that are more than 60 years old. The red appearance enhances the visual appeal and makes it even more desirable to collectors looking for high-quality examples. The absence of a mint mark tells us that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1958, the Philadelphia Mint produced a large number of these pennies, but very few have survived in excellent condition with a red shade. Most of the coins that entered circulation experience were over time losing their original detail and coloring. This makes finding a well-preserved red shade 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark quite rare. It adds a sense of exclusivity to owning one. For collectors, this coin represents a final chapter in a classic American coin design and also serves as a benchmark for coin collecting in general. The high value of this coin, currently estimated at $600,000, is driven by a mix of historical significance, rarity, visual appeal, and collector demand. Rare coins are often seen as portable history, encapsulating the past in a small metal object. When a coin like this comes with the combination of excellent condition and of series rarity and unique appearance, it becomes more than just a piece of currency. It turns into a symbol of craftsmanship, heritage, and even possibility. The idea that a 1-cent coin can be worth so much today draws attention from both seasoned collectors and curious new enthusiasts. This particular coin is also popular on social media and video platforms, where people enjoy watching content about rare coins, valuable finds, and coin collecting tips. Many viewers are fascinated by stories of everyday coins turning out to be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark and in red shade condition fits this narrative perfectly. It is easy to imagine someone discovering this coin in an old family collection, a forgotten piggy bank, or among rolls of pennies. That element of discovery combined with the high value makes it perfect for engaging content that people enjoy watching and sharing. Collectors who pursue this coin are often motivated by more than just monetary value. there is an emotional connection to a coin like this, especially for those who grew up with wheat pennies or remember them from their childhood. The imagery of Abraham Lincoln and the wheat stalks evokes a sense of nostalgia and pride in American history. Owning such a coin feels like owning a piece of that history, a tangible link to the past that has survived through decades. And when that piece of history is also worth $600,000, the emotional and financial rewards are deeply intertwined. Another interesting aspect of this coin is the level of detail visible in its design. Coins in red shade condition often show crisp lines and well-defined features, making it easier to appreciate the artistry that went into creating them. The lettering, the date, the texture of Lincoln's portrait, and the curvature of the wheat stalks all come to life in a way that worn coins cannot replicate. This makes the coin not just a collectible item, but also a miniature piece of art and design. People who value beauty in everyday objects are drawn to these details and are often willing to pay a premium for coins that maintain their original appearance. The market for rare coins is influenced by trends, but classic coins like the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny remain consistently popular. Its value is unlikely to diminish because it represents a key point in the history of American coinage. As the last of the Wheat Penny series, it will always hold a place of significance. Its red shade condition gives it a visual and collectible edge, and its lack of a mint mark connects it to the historical importance of the Philadelphia Mint. When all these elements come together in a single coin, the result is something that continues to attract interest from both experienced collectors and newcomers. Next up, we have the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark is a classic example of mid-20th century United States coinage. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the absence of a mint mark beneath the date on the obverse side. As part of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which began in 1909 and continued until 1958, this particular coin carries historical and collector interest despite being relatively common in terms of mintage numbers. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials appear on the reverse below the wheat stalks in earlier issues and later on the obverse. His depiction of President Abraham Lincoln was the first time a U.S. president had been honored on a regular issue coin, and the series became iconic in American numismatics. The 1951 Wheat Penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse with the inscriptions of Liberty and In God We Trust flanking the portrait. The date 1951 appears to the right of Lincoln, and in this case, there is no mint mark signifying its production at the Philadelphia Mint. A circulated coin, like the one being described, often shows signs of wear and handling. These signs include smoothing of Lincoln's cheekbone jawline and coat details, along with general flattening of the highest points of the design. Despite this, where the major design features remain identifiable and the coin retains its original composition and structure, the reverse side of the coin displays to stylized ears of wheat arching inward from both edges of the coin and framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above this text is the motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many one, and reflects the unifying principle of the nation. In a circulated example, the lines within the wheat stalks may be worn down and the finer details of the central inscriptions may appear less sharp. Still, the coin's overall imagery remains intact and recognizable as part of the beloved wheat cent design. This reverse design remained in use until 1958 and was later replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959, made primarily of copper with a small amount of tin and zinc. The 1951 penny has a distinct reddish-brown or brown appearance depending on its preservation and storage over the years. Circulated examples like this one often exhibit a darker tone due to exposure to air, moisture, and handling, while some collectors prefer uncirculated coins for their luster and pristine condition. Many others find value in circulated coins for their accessibility and historical authenticity. These coins passed through countless hands and were used in everyday transactions during a time of post-war growth. and social change in America. In 1951, the United States was experiencing a period of transformation. The country was recovering from World War II while also becoming more involved in international affairs, particularly with the Korean War, which had begun the previous year. Domestically, there was a push towards suburbanization, economic expansion, and technological innovation. Coins like this 1951 wheat penny were part of daily commerce, whether buying groceries, paying bus fare, or saving in piggy banks. The simple utility of this small copper coin made it a constant companion to American life, and its design helped foster a sense of continuity and tradition. Collectors often seek 1951 wheat pennies to complete date and mint mark sets, while the 1951 coin from Philadelphia is not especially rare. It is essential for anyone aiming to collect every year in the series. Coins without a mint mark like this one help represent the main output of the Philadelphia Mint, which was the oldest and most established of the mints at the time. In circulated condition, its value might not be high on the open market, but its historical and educational value remains significant. It serves as a tangible artifact from a specific era of American history and coin production. This coin also offers learning opportunities for those interested in American history or the minting process. Its condition can reveal how coins age when used in circulation. Examining it closely may reveal evidence of how it was stored, whether in a change jar, purse, or coin roll. It might even offer small surface marks or patina that suggest where and how it was handled. These subtle details make every coin unique even among coins of the same date and type. For beginner collectors, a coin like this provides a low-cost entry point into the fascinating world of numismatics. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series overall remains one of the most popular and widely collected types in the hobby. Many people begin their interest in coin collecting by sorting through pennies and discovering wheat cents with their distinctive reverse design. The 1951 example stands out as one of the more commonly found dates, but this does not diminish its appeal, especially for those who appreciate the historical journey of each coin. It represents the later years of the wheat design and helps tell the story of how coins evolved over time and both design and production techniques. Next up we have the 1918 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark stands as a timeless piece of American numismatic history. This particular coin with visible scratches and a red shade holds not only historical significance, but also an incredible appeal among coin collectors and enthusiasts. The rich reddish hue combined with the signs of age such as scratches make it an eye-catching specimen that tells a story from over a century ago. Its high value, estimated at $600,000, elevates it from an old coin to a potential treasure and a symbol of enduring curiosity in the world of coin collecting. Issued during the early years of the Lincoln Wheat Penny series, which began in 1909, this 1918 example was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark. At the time, coins without a mint mark from this era were standard for Philadelphia, and they played a major role in everyday commerce during the early 20th century. Despite being widely circulated at the time, only a small number of well-preserved examples with unique features have survived the years and made their way into collections. The one in question stands out because of its red tone and its age-scratched surface, adding depth and character to its overall appearance. The year 1918 was an important time in American and global history. The First World War was nearing its end, and the United States was heavily involved in efforts overseas. Domestically, the country was also recovering from economic pressures and social shifts brought on by wartime demands. A coin minted in this period offers a physical connection to a time of dramatic global change. When people hold a 1918 Lincoln penny, they are holding a fragment of that history, one that may have passed through countless hands during a time when every cent counted. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was designed by Victor David Brenner and was the first regular issue United States coin to feature a portrait of a real person. Abraham Lincoln's image on the obverse side was chosen to honor the 16th President of the United States, especially as his leadership and legacy continued to inspire the nation. The reverse of the coin features two wheat ears, which represented agriculture and prosperity. These design elements became iconic and have remained beloved by collectors for over a century. The 1918 version of this design, especially in red shade, carries a warmth and tone that make it stand out among other dates in the series. Collectors are especially drawn to coins that combine age rarity and aesthetic uniqueness. A coin like the 1918 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a red shade and where marks appeals to both novice and experienced numismatists. The reddish tint often results from how the copper has aged over time and depending on storage conditions, exposure to elements, and metal composition, it may develop a deep warm tone. These shades can make each coin unique, no two aging exactly alike. Scratches on this coin further emphasize its history, showing it was actively used in circulation, which adds authenticity to its story. Despite the scratches, this coin still carries immense collector value and historical weight. A coin from 1918 has endured more than a century of environmental exposure and handling. Its survival in any condition is noteworthy. When combined with its red coloration and the rising market demand for early Lincoln pennies, this coin becomes a candidate for high valuation. Many collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that show character even if they are not in mint condition, especially if the coin is rare or visually distinct. In the modern coin collecting world, videos and stories about rare high-value coins capture public interest quickly. The idea that an old penny possibly sitting in a drawer or a forgotten jar could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars is exciting to many. It invites people to look more carefully at their own change and family coin collections. When they learn that a scratched 1918 penny with a red shade could be worth $600,000, the sense of discovery becomes irresistible. These stories make people dream that they too might find something extraordinary among ordinary coins. This coin's value is also connected to its limited survival rate in collectible condition. Many 1918 pennies were lost or melted down and fewer remain today, especially those with red surfaces and complete design details. The scratches on this coin tell of its past life, but they also make it stand out to collectors who value the coin's journey. Red-toned coins are usually more desirable as they indicate that the original copper color has remained strong through the years, even with signs of wear. Grading services can help authenticate and evaluate the coin. A professional grader would assess the detail on Lincoln's profile, the lettering, and the wheat design, as well as the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny in good condition is one of those captivating coins that instantly sparks interest among collectors and everyday people alike. Though it may appear like a simple 1-cent coin to the untrained eye, this particular piece holds a fascinating place in American numismatic history. It was minted in Denver as indicated by the small D mark, and it belongs to the final year of the Wheat Penny series before the reverse design was changed in 1959. Because of its historical timing, appealing design, and the current fascination with rare coins, this 1958 D penny is estimated to be worth an impressive $200,000, which is enough to make anyone curious about the stories behind this small copper artifact. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 and ran until 1958, making the 1958 D one of the last of its kind. This coin features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a tribute to one of the most influential American leaders. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln portrait was the first real-life figure to appear on a regular issue American coin. Over the decades, it has become one of the most recognized and respected coin designs in United States history. The reverse side of the coin features two stalks of wheat curving along the edges, symbolizing prosperity and agricultural strength. This design was widely appreciated for its simplicity and symbolism, and collectors often feel a strong sense of nostalgia when they see it. Next up, we have the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark is a notable piece from the early 20th century that represents an important chapter in the history of United States coinage. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint as indicated by the absence of any mint mark on the obverse side. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series that began in 1909. The coin features the bust of President Abraham Lincoln, who remains a powerful symbol of unity, leadership, and integrity in American history. The designer of this iconic penny was Victor David Brenner, whose initials were originally placed on the reverse of the first 1909 coins and later moved to the obverse near Lincoln's shoulder. The wheat reverse design used on this coin remained in production until 1958, making the 1939 penny one of the many issues within this celebrated and widely collected series. The obverse of the coin prominently displays a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Above his head is the motto "In God We Trust," to the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1939. In this case, the coin does not bear a mint mark, meaning it was struck in Philadelphia, which was the main U.S. mint facility at the time. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint generally did not carry a mint mark during this period. On a 1939 coin in good condition, details such as Lincoln's facial features, his bow tie, and his hair are still present, but may be slightly worn due to circulation. The flat surface surrounding the portrait may have some scratches or smoothing from handling over the years. Nonetheless, the design remains clear and the historical significance intact. Turning to the reverse side, the design showcases two stalks of wheat curving along each edge of the coin, which is why these pennies are commonly referred to as wheat cents or wheat pennies. Between the wheat stalks are the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, while the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, is placed above. In good condition, the wheat lines may show some signs of wear, but are typically still visible. The overall layout of the reverse is simple and effective, communicating both the denomination and national identity with elegance and clarity. This reverse design was cherished for nearly half a century before being replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial design to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. Coins like the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny circulated widely during a time of global and domestic upheaval. The late 1930s saw the United States emerge from the worst years of the Great Depression and begin to prepare for its eventual involvement in World War II. In 1939 specifically, war had already broken out in Europe, though the United States would not enter the conflict until 1941. During this time, American citizens used coins such as this one in their everyday transactions at stores, post offices, and public transport counters. The Lincoln penny was a familiar and trusted part of daily commerce, and it served as a constant reminder of the values Abraham Lincoln stood for, including unity and perseverance. Though the 1939 penny is not considered rare by collectors due to its relatively high mintage, it remains an important coin historically and numismatically. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 316 million Lincoln cents that year, ensuring a large supply of coins entering into circulation. However, not all of those coins have survived in good condition. Many were lost, damaged, or severely worn over time. A coin in good condition, like the one being described, typically retains most of its original detail, even if it lacks the sharpness or luster of an uncirculated example. For collectors, especially those seeking to assemble a complete set of Lincoln wheat pennies, the 1939 coin is a necessary and welcome addition. The 1939 Lincoln penny is composed primarily of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, which was the standard alloy used until the early 1940s, when wartime shortages required changes in composition. The metal blend gives the coin its distinct reddish-brown or chocolate-brown hue, which can vary depending on storage environment and handling over the decades. Coins kept in dry, safe places tend to retain more of their original color, while those exposed to moisture or contaminants may darken or develop spots. A good condition coin may show a balance of natural aging with retained detail that tells a story of decades in circulation. Collectors and history enthusiasts alike find joy in coins like the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny because they provide a direct physical connection to the past. Every mark, every scratch, and every worn edge on such a coin is a testament to its journey through countless hands and transactions. It may have been part of someone's pocket change in a general store or dropped into a coin-operated machine during the early years of television and cinema. It may have helped purchase stamps, wartime bonds, or groceries during years of uncertainty. These coins are not just currency, but cultural artifacts capturing a small piece of American life during significant times. For those beginning a collection, Lincoln Wheat Pennies offer a satisfying and affordable way to explore the world of numismatics. While some dates and mint marks are rare and expensive, most can be found with patience and persistence. The 1939 no-mint mark penny is a common yet meaningful issue representing a stable point in the series and providing insight into pre-war American minting practices, whether used for educational purposes or as part of a themed collection. Coins like this serve as gateways into deeper exploration of history, economics, and artistry. Next up we have the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark is a truly fascinating coin for collectors and history lovers alike. This particular coin comes in a red shade condition, which adds a unique appeal to its already rich historical background. Known for being the final year of the iconic wheat penny design before the United States Mint transition to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959, this coin has gained notable interest among numismatists. The lack of a mint mark signifies that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most respected mints in the country. In today's collector market, this specific 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny has reached an astonishing estimated value of $600,000, which makes it one of the more eye-catching examples of small denomination coins with high market demand. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 and was introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this was the first regular issue coin in the United States to feature a real person. The obverse side of the coin shows a right-facing portrait of President Lincoln, while the reverse features two stalks of wheat arching along the edge with the words 1 cent and United States of America between them. The simplicity and elegance of the design, along with its historical significance, make it a favorite among collectors. The 1958 edition, being the last year of this beloved design, carries even more emotional and historical value, which further increases its appeal and price. The condition of this coin is described as red shade, which is an important detail in the world of coin grading. Coins with a red shade generally refer to those that have retained most of their original copper color and luster. This is especially valuable because over time copper coins tend to darken due to exposure to air and handling. A red shade coin indicates that the coin has been well preserved and has not lost its eye-catching natural brilliance. This level of preservation is quite rare, especially for coins that are more than 60 years old. The red appearance enhances the visual appeal and makes it even more desirable to collectors looking for high-quality examples. The absence of a mint mark tells us that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1958, the Philadelphia Mint produced a large number of these pennies, but very few have survived in excellent condition with a red shade. Most of the coins that entered circulation were over time losing their original detail and coloring. This makes finding a well-preserved red shade 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark quite rare and adds a sense of exclusivity to owning one. For collectors, this coin represents a final chapter in a classic American coin design and also serves as a benchmark for coin collecting in general. The high value of this coin, currently estimated at $600,000, is driven by a mix of historical significance, rarity, visual appeal, and collector demand. Rare coins are often seen as portable history, encapsulating the past in a small metal object. When a coin like this comes with the combination of excellent condition and of series rarity and unique appearance, it becomes more than just a piece of currency. It turns into a symbol of craftsmanship, heritage, and even possibility. The idea that a 1-cent coin can be worth so much today draws attention from both seasoned collectors and curious new enthusiasts. This particular coin is also popular on social media and video platforms where people enjoy watching content about rare coins, valuable finds, and coin collecting tips. Many viewers are fascinated by stories of everyday coins turning out to be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without a mint mark and in red shade condition, fits this narrative perfectly. It is easy to imagine someone discovering this coin in an old family collection of forgotten piggy bank or among rolls of pennies. That element of discovery combined with the high value makes it perfect for engaging content that people enjoy watching and sharing. Collectors who pursue this coin are often motivated by more than just monetary value. There is an emotional connection to a coin like this, especially for those who grew up with wheat pennies or remember them from their childhood. The imagery of Abraham Lincoln and the wheat stalks evokes a sense of nostalgia and pride in American history. Owning such a coin feels like owning a piece of that history, a tangible link to the past that has survived through decades. And when that piece of history is also worth $600,000, the emotional and financial rewards are deeply intertwined. Another interesting aspect of this coin is the level of detail visible in its design. Coins in red shade condition often show crisp lines and well-defined features, making it easier to appreciate the artistry that went into creating them. The lettering, the date, the texture of Lincoln's portrait, and the curvature of the wheat stalks all come to life in a way that worn coins cannot replicate. This makes the coin not just a collectible item, but also a miniature piece of art and design. People who value beauty in everyday objects are drawn to these details and are often willing to pay a premium for coins that maintain their original appearance. The market for rare coins is influenced by trends, but classic coins like the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny remain consistently popular. Its value is unlikely to diminish because it represents a key point in the history of American coinage. As the last of the Wheat Penny series, it will always hold a place of significance. Its red shade condition gives it a visual and collectible edge, and its lack of a mint mark connects it to the historical importance of the Philadelphia Mint. When all these elements come together in a single coin, the result is something that continues to attract interest from both experienced collectors and newcomers.